If you're looking for a Windows laptop, MSI has got you covered, whether it's for business, gaming, creating, or a mix of everything, while being priced shockingly low, especially during this holiday season. My first laptop that got me started on YouTube was actually an MSI because it was thin and light for the performance it offered, while being a great price that I could actually afford. So when MSI wanted to partner with us, I wanted to showcase these 4 laptops because they offer a great bang for the buck while all having some unique features. I'll have all the links in the video description below. The first one I want to cover is the Prestige 14 Evo because the price is unbelievably low for what you get. The design is very sleek and clean, and I like the darker color, and it's surprisingly fingerprint resistant. I still can't believe that you could buy the i5 model on sale for just $449 during this holiday sale, and not only that, but you also get a year of Microsoft Office 365 included for that price as well, so it is perfect for business and productivity. Now you think that for that price, this thing would have a cheap plastic build, but nope, it is primarily metal, and it is lightweight, so it's easy to carry and work on the go. It is also slim at 0.6 inches, while still having a full-size USB port on the right side, as well as an audio combo port and a micro SD card slot. On the left, we have 2 USB Type-C ports, and that's what you'll use for charging, and they are regular USB ports, but both of them are Thunderbolt 4 ports, so they are really fast and flexible since you can use them for external displays while charging the laptop at the same time through a USB Type-C cable. The top cover is designed so that when you open the screen, it raises the laptop to a 5-degree angle for more ergonomic typing, and the keyboard is surprisingly good, especially at this price. The display is a 14-inch 16:9 1080p IPS panel, and the side bezels are really thin. At the top, we have a 720p webcam with infrared, so it supports one of my favorite features, Windows Hello, which logs you in automatically when you open it up. Now, if you don't want to use that, it also has a fingerprint scanner built into the top left of the trackpad. Now, you would think that for the price, it would have slow connectivity, but no, it uses Bluetooth 5.2 and killer Wi-Fi 6E, which is insanely good for the price. The same thing goes for the processor, since the Prestige 14 Evo is called that because it is Evo certified and uses 12th gen Intel Alder Lake processors, which have a mix of performance and efficiency cores. The base model that's on sale for $449 comes with 8 GB of RAM, and for the SSD you would expect 256 GB, but it's actually a 512 GB PCI Express 4 NVMe SSD. Now the processor is a 12-core i5 with 4 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores, which is combined with a large for the size 52 watt-hour battery. Now if you want to bump up the specs and the performance for just $200 more, you get 16 gigs of LPDDR4X RAM and a 1TB SSD, along with the bump to a 14-core i7 1280p CPU, which we've tested before in laptops twice the price and we gave good reviews to because it performed the same unplugged on battery power as it is plugged in. I am still shocked at what you get for the money, including Microsoft 365, and you can check it out using the links below. The next one is actually the most expensive, but it is now $650 off, the Creator Z16. Now I actually did a full review of this laptop before, and I was impressed because of the performance for the money as well as the display. This has a dedicated NVIDIA RTX graphics card and a much more powerful CPU, and is designed for creators. And if you're creating, the display really matters. This one delivers because not only is it a QHD plus 2560 by 1440p resolution, but it is 100% DCI-P3 color accuracy with a delta E of less than 2. And each panel is factory calibrated and verified by Calman, so it's perfect for photo editing, video editing, and anything else. I also love that it has a glossy display which retains sharpness, and it's a 16:10 aspect ratio, which is my personal favorite for laptops since it is great for creating and productivity, as it gives you 11% more room compared to a 16:9, and it is also a 120Hz display and a touchscreen. At the top is Windows Hello built in, which I wish every laptop had, along with a fingerprint reader. The keyboard is backlit with RGB mini LEDs, and it also has good feedback, along with 4 stereo 2-watt speakers. The design is sleek and durable since it is a CNC unibody design, and even though it packs a lot more performance, it is still quite thin. Now the Raider Z16 has a large 90 watt-hour battery that supports fast charging. For ports, we have 2 powerful Thunderbolt 4 ports, 2 USB Type-A ports that are 10 gigabit per second instead of being half the speed, an audio combo jack, as well as a micro SD card slot that is UHS 3 for twice the speed compared to most. Inside, once again, we have Wi-Fi 6E, which is the fastest standard with a dedicated band that is less prone to interference, as well as Bluetooth 5.2, and a cooler that is really slim but has 3 fans with 5 heat pipes to pull the heat out from the CPU and dedicated GPU. You can get up to a 4.9 GHz i9-11900H in this, which did a great job photo editing in my previous review, and a 65-watt RTX 3060 with 6 GB of dedicated memory, which renders out effects and exports video really fast with the latest version of DaVinci Resolve Studio. You can get it with 16 GB of RAM and a 512 GB SSD to start, or go up to 32 GB of RAM and a 2 TB NVMe SSD, and in my review, I said that the specs were well balanced to work together. Now, if you are looking for a gaming laptop, they have the GE76 with a 14-core, 12-gen i9-12900H processor, which will be on sale for a limited time at only $1,479. As you can see, this is a whole different beast that is designed with gamers in mind, with its sharp angular edges and a variety of lighting. It is larger with big vents, which are designed to pull air from the front and exhaust out the back and the sides, and the cooling system is made to handle up to 220 watts of power. Now, the one for $1,479 is actually offered at Costco, so you can pick it up there, and it comes with an RTX 3060 graphics card, which also means that the beefy cooling system will be able to stay really cool and quiet even when gaming. Now, I played Call of Duty Warzone 2.0, which isn't my favorite genre, and it had no issues playing with good settings, but of course MSI has a ton of options, so they have other graphics cards you can get, and the display on this one is a 17.3-inch Full HD IPS panel that runs at 144 Hz, which is great for competitive gameplay. The connectivity is also very interesting, with a ton of ports spread on both sides and the back. On the left, we have a 10 gigabit per second USB Type-A and a Type-C with Thunderbolt output, as well as an audio combo jack. On the right, you get 2 5 gigabit per second USB-A ports along with a full SD card reader, and on the back, we have the charger plug, a dedicated mini display port, dedicated Ethernet, and an HDMI port that supports 8K 60 or 4K 120 Hz, along with a Thunderbolt 4 port. That's a lot of ports. Now, I mentioned that this is a gamer-centric design, and even though we do have plastic, a lot of the GE76 is metal. Of course, MSI has their RGB backlit customizable keyboard, but they also have this unique front bar called the Mystic Light that has RGB lights built into it that you can customize in over 16 million colors. It also has 6 speakers with 2 dedicated woofers and an app where you can fine-tune and optimize audio for media or gaming, and we have a large 99 watt-hour battery, which is the biggest size you can legally fly with. You get 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage with the $1,479 limited time offer, so check it out down below. Now, the next one is very interesting because it's kind of a mix of everything with a unique feature and a killer price of $1,549, being up to $800 off. This is the Raider 17, so you guessed it, it has a 17-inch display, but what's interesting is that it is a 4K display, which is great, but it is a mini LED display with up to 1000 nits of brightness while having a calibrated 100% DCI-P3 panel, just like the Raider Z16, so it's good for HDR video editing. It is thinner than the gaming laptop, but still packs a huge 99.9 watt-hour battery inside with an 11th gen i7 and an RTX 3070 graphics card to cut through video editing or gaming or anything else, with 3 fans and 6 heat pipes to keep it cool. You can power it with the included charger or USB Type-C, and even though it looks like it would be too thin, it also has an Ethernet port along with 2 10 gigabit per second USB ports and your audio combo jack on the left, and on the right side you get a 10 gigabit USB-C port, Thunderbolt 4, an ultra-fast SD card reader, and an HDMI with 8K output. You get a black aluminum chassis, and the keyboard has a lot of key travel along with a fingerprint reader and Windows Hello, below. So you can see that for $1549 and a 4K mini LED display, you get a lot of value. Just like the MSI laptop that I first bought that allowed me to edit on my work breaks and got me into doing YouTube. Get this great deal on Amazon or check out all 4 laptops and get the best deals during these sales by using the links down below, and let me know what surprised you the most about these machines. Click above to subscribe and check out another great video right over there. This has been Max, and I will see you in the next one.